Hey, what's up? Kevlin here. Can you guys believe it's been over 5 years since Fire Emblem Three Houses released? I know a lot of people did stuff for the 5 year mark of the game's release back in July 26, 2019, but since it's Garreg Mach Establishment Day, or around then, we'll see when this video actually gets uploaded, I wanted to do something for that day too. Three Houses introduced to us a lot of new things, from battalions, new skills, new weapons, tons of interesting characters and places, a load of lore, and more. No, that was not an intentional rhyme. We did get a lot of new things, though, probably because this was the first main title game we got for the Switch. One thing that caught my eye was the art style. Each Fire Emblem game usually has its own style, kind of like The Legend of Zelda. Hyrule Warriors is my favorite style for Zelda, and Three Houses is my favorite for Fire Emblem. With this, I wanted to watch the cutscenes with you guys, relive some memories, and share some commentary. This is just mostly for fun. While I did take some art classes, video editing classes, and some video game design classes, I'm not a professional. Anything I say or point out or anything like that, just take it lightly, just here for some fun. I'm just a fan, not someone who has the skills, hours, and job experience behind them to make any crazy claims. And I'm glad there are people out there that are like that. Otherwise, we might not have games like this. So, I hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. Okay. Okay, so this is supposed to be Sothis, right? Like, as her original form or something. Like, part of me sees it. I just really don't understand the aging of, like, dragon and shapeshifter people. In Fire Emblem Awakening, you have Naoi, and let's just say in human years, she looks maybe about 12, 13-ish. And yes, they probably age different than humans. But then she has her daughter, Na, who looks like she's probably maybe about 8 or 9 in human years, or equivalent, or whatever. But how does that work then? Because if dragons, they're aging ratios like hundreds of years, doesn't that mean Noe is already expecting to have Na? I don't understand, because yes, I think they're a different type of dragon, but in Fire Emblem Three Houses, there's Flame, and she has looked the same for years and years. She looks like she's maybe about a little bit younger than Na, so maybe like 7 or 8, maybe a little older, I don't know, I'm bad with ages. But how does that work? Do people just not notice? They've gone into hiding and changed their identities several times. I'm just confused. Is that chalkboard actually legible? No, I bet. I want to know if that was real stuff that they put up there and blurred it out to make it look like chalkboard, or if that's just gibberish that they asked someone to scribble down. Something I do want to point out, actually, now that I'm looking at this, is that each one of these characters looks very unique. Like, they almost could all be main characters. They're all in, like, different outfits. You can see, like, that one's wearing Felix's outfit. This one kind of looks like Anna. That one kind of looks like Ferdinand. But we have different characters with different hairstyles and hair colors. I don't know. It's just really nice, because I know a lot of backgrounds and background characters aren't brought up a lot. But I don't know, it's just really nice to look across this and see that there's just different people, especially because in the Fire Emblem world, people can have crazy hair colors and stuff like that. So it's actually really funny that Manuela looks like the most, like, normal character here, I guess. A lot of people, especially when they're not familiar with, like, Nintendo or Fire Emblem, think Fire Emblem is an anime. Technically, they're not wrong, but I can see why they would think that. Okay, two things. One, do you guys remember when this is the only thing that we got? This little bit of the opening battle. This is all we got in the several previews, and then a few quick glimpses of the students. I just remember not knowing hardly anything about this game, even before like a week it came out. All we knew that is there was a lot of people, it was in an anime style, and people were guessing it was going to be like Harry Potter with the different houses. Yeah. I was so confused. Like, who are these people? What are they fighting? I didn't even know what Fodlan was. I was like, who or what is a Fodlan? What are the crests? Why are these people fighting? Also, I think this is a blend of 2D and 3D animations. Having it paused like this, I think all these Pegasus riders, or at least this main one, is 3D. But still, this must have been such a pain to render. I would not want to be the person or the computer that had to go through this. That should have shattered his ankles. I don't know how far he jumped or where he jumped from, but Superman landing or whatever like that can't be good for your... We're not cars. We don't have very good shock absorbers. I haven't actually sat through and watched all of these cutscenes, like, from beginning to end. I saw them once, obviously, with the trailers, and then during all of my playthroughs, which is maybe about all of the routes included 4 or 5 times. And then once when I was looking for clips to use, so it's been probably actually about 4 or 5 years since I've seen these scenes and not been dissecting them for video use. Wait, go back, hold on. I just saw it on his cape, and on what caught my eyes on his shoulder armor is the Crest of Flames. I know that, I think Sothis is the one that originally has the Crest of Flames, and then later Byleth. But I don't think Nemesis had a crest. So knowing that he killed Sothis in front... I mean, I don't know if it was in front of Saros, but killed Sothis, fought Saros, and is now wearing basically her dead mom's, like, emblem as his army's logo is... That's such a crazy thing to do. And then also try to beat her to death with her own mother's spine. This man is wild. Okay, does anybody want to, like... We should get a bunch of cosplayers and do a battle reenactment, because those exist for, like, Civil Wars and medieval time stuff. We should do a Fire Emblem reenactment battle. I actually have thought about, like, trying to make a video for, like, a medieval times Fire Emblem thing. I'm not sure how I'll do that, but it's something I would like to do. Also, this battle sequence is amazing. It seems like, sure, we've had some, but, like, Engaged didn't get anything close to this. Wait, what was that? Down in the bottom right. This guy, some of these people look like they're wearing polka dotted underpants to battle. I don't know, like, I know this guy's like a berserker and that's like his cape in the back of his pants. This guy looks like he's wearing a kilt. But there's another guy over here. This looks like he's holding a shield, but it's the same polka dot, like, pattern that this guy has on his pants. Your pants are supposed to go... Your underwear is supposed to go under your pants, dude. Blood in a Fire Emblem game? I don't know. I'm not, like, purposely saying, like, everyone needs to die a horrible, bloody death. But when people get cut or stabbed or whatever, there's blood. I know they censored this in the trailer, probably for ratings, and it might not have been finished or surprised or whatever. But knowing that there's actually blood in this game is super satisfying. It looks like she beheaded him. Imagine how hardcore that would have been. Like, yes, we just had a bunch of people die in the first, like, what, 5 minutes of the game. But imagine how crazy that would have been if she just cut his head off. How do you get up like that? That looks so hard. Like, I know it's mostly about momentum, but that just looks almost impossible. I would have to, like, teeter and totter on my back like a turtle upside down for a few seconds before even attempting to get up like that. Dude, the fact that that's the dagger that Dimitri gave her and this is on all of the routes, I don't know. I just think that's a really cool detail that she has this with her. And, of course, I don't think anyone caught this until they're probably, like, second playthrough.
Well, it's fine.
Oh, there's something funky going on down here. I think those are supposed to be her legs down here. I think that's supposed to be her sitting sideways with her knees together. But I don't think this is supposed to be there. That looks a little funky. While I don't really like Sothis that much, her voice actor is amazing. She does such a good job.
Hey, over here!
Huh?
Aw, it's them. It's all three of them. And also, just know that Shez is probably floating around a few forests over, completely lost, face down in the dirt.
This will be your first time at the monastery. I'd be happy to show you around.
This is something I noticed also, specifically for this game. I love the way they do hair in this game. Like, a lot of the characters, like, you can see, like, the little, like, wispies, or the way they style their hair, or just, I don't know. There's just something really nice about the way they do it. You can see it on a lot of
It really is
characters.
Fodlin in a nutshell.
You can also see, like, Edelgard has the wispies right there, too. But you can see how they, when they move, their hair moves along with the rhythm of them walking. Because we didn't get a lot of that in Engage, and obviously technology might not have been as advanced, or there might have been system limitations, but in Fire Emblem Fates, even characters with long hair, it still felt a little stiff. Though, Fire Emblem Heroes is actually doing a really good job with their animations. I might want to go over those too one day. I don't know if you guys would want something like that, though. Can't we just look at this road? Like, I know, like, these are the outer walls and stuff like that, and people actually live there. It's not just the church and the school. But imagine, every day for the surrounding villages, you need to go to church, and you need to basically hike up Mount Everest just to go. Who do you think has to go and light all of these candles? Because isn't this under the church where the coffins are and where the sword of creator or whatever is hidden? So most people don't go down there. So is this like, what's his name? The guy who runs the Ashen Wolf House, Alfric or something? Is that his job? Or does like Sedith and Flame come down here and light these candles? Why are they lit? Or is this just the wrong area? This might just be the wrong area. See, okay, look, again, these two students, yes, Hanneman's kind of like, I wouldn't say a main character, but he's important. These two people, I don't think we see again. And look, they have, like, real uniforms. Like, I think Felix wears the same uniform, and they have, like, different hair. Yeah, see? Another, I wouldn't say customizable student, but another very... You can tell that whoever made the background characters for these cutscenes, they did a really good job designing all the background characters. I've always found that hard to, when drawing backgrounds, something I have a hard time with, and then just, like, background, like, signage, or cars, or even the people. Like, I don't want to put too much time and effort into them just to realize that all I did was design a group of 3 people walking to the store, but I also know that that's just the diversity of how things are. It makes the world feel more real. And then there's this guy. Why does this guy look like he hasn't been able to blink in the past 12 hours? He looks like he's seen some things. What's wrong? I'm also looking at this and realizing the chainmail texture on the armor looks like the arms were 3D, like, textured, and then put onto parts that were a model that was part 2D and part 3D. Like, the face looks like it's just traditional 2D animation, but the armor looks like it's 3D, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it blends pretty well. You can actually see the clasp on Claude's collar right there. That's just a neat little detail. I love seeing things like this. I love how, I remember when my friend and I first saw this part of the trailer, we both thought that Hubert looks like he's just been traumatized because he's been held back like 4 times. But no, he's there on his own free will, and it just still looks like he's hating every single minute of it. Catherine. She's so cool.
Thunderstrike Cassandra.
Another thing I really like about Three Houses and then the follow-up game Three Hopes is there's a fine balance between developing characters like this that were just kind of like side characters that you get to see again. And then some people like want to know more about them, and then other times they just kind of run them into the ground or ruin them and write them poorly. But I don't know, just characters like this and his interaction with Catherine. I don't know. I just liked seeing these characters return in Three Hopes and just getting to see them more and learn a little bit more about them. Oh my gosh, there's a roach. Hold on.
A little later.
The only name I answer to is Catherine.
I love how people in not just Fire Emblem, but in media in general, they run away and start a new life, and their name is like Jessica, and she commits some sort of crime, like she drowned 10 puppies in a river, and she feels guilty and runs away to like a different city or something, and then she just changes her name to Jess. Like, it doesn't take an Einstein to figure that out. I don't think this guy had a name. Did this random NPC really deserve this gruesome death on screen? Imagine if it had been someone else. Like, I don't know. We could have seen more of other Agarithians than just Kranya. Like, what if this was just someone who had a design slightly above this one? Maybe not as complicated as Kranya, but just someone that isn't a regular dark mage that you punch in the face every other Thursday after lunch. Poor dude, though. He did sign up for it, though. He knew what he was getting himself into. Like, yeah, here's an example of a character, Miklon, that he's technically not a super important character, but I feel like he's in the same tier, if not above, the guy who found the Sword of the Creator. Maybe it's just because he's related to Sylvain, but I personally really like Miklon's design, and I'm really glad they brought him back in Three Hopes. Why wasn't he playable? Ah, there it is! Haha! Got it! Oh, that wasn't a roach. That was a fruit fly. Oh my gosh, that is the first few notes of the Three Houses theme. The Edge of Dawn. That's really cool. Also, I had really wished that we had gotten, like, I don't actually know if the singer for Edge of Dawn is Edelgard's voice actor or not, but it sounds like it's, like, from her perspective. Maybe Rhea's, I don't know. But it would have been really cool if every house leader got their own, like, version of the Edge of Dawn with a few, like, lyrics or subtle nods to their route written into the song. That would have been really cool. Anyways.
Our victory must be absolute, no matter what it may take.
I know these are like one of the, if not the lowest class swords in the game, but the fact that they're using real blades against each other is wild. When I do sword practice, we use bamboo, not metal. Can we just take a quick second and realize that most of the knights, the horseback knights, their feet don't fit in the stirrups or whatever those, like, where you put your feet when you go horseback riding. Their feet don't actually fit. I don't know if it's just because they're supposed to be, like, they thought that far ahead and that, like, these are technically, like, high schoolers riding, so maybe they're just too short, or is it that the actual models for these characters, just the horses are too big or the people are too small? I remember noticing this years ago and just laughing at it because it looks so funny. It's one of the first things that I noticed. I don't know why. This guy's hair is pretty bad. What was I gonna say? Oh, I think it came out in the DLC, the evening outfit or whatever, but it would have been really cool if these people, all the characters in the back, wore the evening attire instead of their, like, daily uniform.
Run along.
So Monica's outfit, I realized, is a lot different than most of the students. It's basically just a red version of the where blue usually is. Was she a house leader before Edelgard? Because she's dressed different than the other students. But I don't know. I want to think she was probably a house leader beforehand, because no one else dresses like that. Even the other students, I feel like the monastery gives students like, here's like 5 different shirts and pants and skirts or whatever, and you can wear whatever you want, like mix and match whatever you want, like you can customize it as long as it's one of these things that is given to you in the set. But then Monica is like, what if it was red?
It looks like I'm going to have to leave you now.
I don't know why this scene just makes me think of what? I did a video, I think it was, I don't know what it was. If I can find the clip, I'll show it. But as soon as I heard that the first few, like, the opening of that song, I knew that this scene had to be in it. So, the guy before in the other scene said that there's still a role Kranya needed to fulfill, but that was a different guy. I always got these two confused. The only thing that I eventually learned is one of them doesn't have pupils. I remember seeing this scene a lot too during trailers, but it was like blacked out and it was their silhouettes.
Kranya. Upon our enemies!
What was that? Was that supposed to be like a crest or a heart? Because I don't think hearts are solid objects like that unless they're very calcified. And that was a very crunchy crunch. Also, we get a pretty good shot right here of where he grabbed her, like right in the sternum area. There's no blood. Is this like a Indiana Jones, like whatever, where the guy removes people's hearts and like there's no wound? It's just the guy has your heart now. It makes me think of that. I want to know how the mask got all the way over there, because I think in this battle, you're near the bottom of the map, and the Flame Emperor is there, and then Matoi, whatever, he's there as well. And when you finally defeat the Flame Emperor, the mask is still on. But then in the cutscene, they're both halfway across the room, and the mask is on the ground. What kind of shenanigans is this? What kind of dark magic is this?
I will take that head from your shoulders and hang it from the gates of Endor!
I know a lot of people have brought this up before, like, Dimitri should know that the tragedy of Duscur and the events following it can't be Edelgard's fault because she's, like, the same age as him. And that part of the logic speaks to me, too. But when you are riding high on your emotions, you don't usually think the clearest. And also knowing that Dimitri has been smushing down this trauma and not talking to anyone about it. And he's a very broken boy. All of your rationality is just chucked out the window. Like, all of your rationality has just been flushed down the toilet. So while it's not the best excuse, I can understand both sides of this argument. Anyways, let the carnage continue. I would have really liked to see, like, imagine if he had actually hit her and she has like a scar on her cheek where the lance just grazed her face. It doesn't have to be like a crazy scar, but just like a little nick or something. I think that would have been a really interesting little detail too. I don't know. See, there are people living on top of this mountain. Imagine if like deliveries were a thing, like okay, Amazon driver, or no, pizza. That would suck. It's like the pizza place is at the bottom of the mountain and you live at the top. So can you get this to me within 30 minutes? No, I can't. Well, I guess wyverns and Pegasus and griffins are a thing, so imagine a wyvern pizza delivery service. I like that idea. Can someone draw that? Stop destroying the houses you're supposed to be protecting. I get it. Sometimes you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. But you would think Reo, if she's taking this drastic of a measure, she'd go the extra mile to protect the people she's trying to protect. I always thought these crest creatures or whatever, I always thought they looked like Bayonetta bosses or something, or like enemies you would encounter in Bayonetta. Probably mostly because of like the mask and like the claws, I think. I don't know. I also think it's funny, like there's the normal beasts, the ones that Michelin turn into, and then there's these. Like, who has to put the masks on these, and why do they need masks? I always felt like this was such a shoddy way to get Byleth out of the picture for 5 years. Yes, people can be in comas for a hot minute, but like, what if when they blasted him, there's like some sort of like paralyzation spell or something that put him into a trance or something? I don't know, because there's no way without Sothis, because Sothis is technically quote quote gone. There's no way he would have survived this fall. I'm surprised this man made it here, surviving in the woods, basically, and living off of toothpaste and acorns. Props to you, dude. I remember seeing the scene in the trailers. I also remember seeing this and not thinking that was Dimitri. I don't know why. I thought it was like his dad or something, but no, that's Dimitri. I also remember when I was coming down to figuring out who I wanted to play through for my first route, this is kind of why I picked Dimitri, because I wanted to know what happened and like why he just went feral, basically. Also, it just kind of came up to a coin toss between one of my friends. We're like, well, if you get heads, you can go on the Blue Lions route, and if I get tails, tails is golden deer. So that was also mostly decided by a coin flip, but I could live with that decision. I am so glad the Death Knight actually got like a full cutscene. I don't know, I just love the design. I don't know why. The random techno music drops in this game. I don't know, maybe that's just why I like it, is the music in this game can go from like classical music to like a mix of like computerized and what sounds like possibly a real orchestra. Probably again computer, but based off of like real instruments. And then you have stuff like this where there's just random dubstep.
It's just gone.
Gone. There's still some pieces. There just happens to be 2 big holes punched in it now.
I wanted to walk with you.
He just shuts her up. I feel like that was kind of mean. He just like stopped talking. I feel like he cut her off like right before she wanted to say something else after that.
For all Agarthans, let there be light!
Y'all have been dying to get back up to the surface. That was like half of your goal. The other half of it was to take down Rhea in the church. There's this weird thing, it's called moving. If you guys really want light, you guys can, like, build a few yurts in the woods and you don't have to live like freaking vampire bats, but whatever. To each their own. Dude, okay, imagine in Three Hopes, if this was like Arvel's, at the end of the warrior gauge or whatever, if this was the attack they used and they just dropped these on people, that'd be amazing. Or if we get Epimenides in Heroes as like a fallen version, and this is their like critical attack, can we please have that happen? Why destroy the city you're trying to save? I never understood that, especially in like superhero movies. I'm trying to save the city. Well, I'm trying to take it over. Well, both of you want a city at the end of this, so why are you destroying it?
It's coming down!
The shrapnel and the shockwave of the impact should have killed all of you. You all should be smattered all over the walls. These walls should be splatter painted red. How does that work? She was just laying on the floor, and now she's like falling from like 30 feet up. Gracefully, may I add. Gracefully falling. She's falling with style. But how did she get up there? Because even in her dragon form, I don't think she's that tall standing on her back legs. I really want to know, again, these kind of look like 3D models, or at least the armor does. And I know it's easier just to use that and just change the colors, but if they're Almiran, I really would have liked to see like a different type of armor or something. Also, I noticed just now that all of their feet fit in the stirrups. And look at the wyverns. I love them. They're so cute. I am so disappointed that this guy is not Claude's father. The wild fact that Rhea and Sonia from Tears of the Kingdom share a voice actor. I don't know. I just really like that connection, but I feel kind of bad that her character dies pretty much every time. I know y'all are having a moment, but the city is still on fire. You want to take this somewhere else? Oh wait, hold on. Go back. They do have tails. I guess I've never noticed, but right there, because in Heroes, I noticed that Hegemon Edelgard has a tail, and I didn't really think about it because we don't see a lot of her beast form, but I guess Hegemons do have tails. Also, this kind of feels like the Rhea dragon thing. She was sitting down in beast form, like, just, like, legs out, arms to the side, but now she's, like, fallen, like, squatting or, like, knees bent. Why is that a thing in media where shape-shifting characters are not in the same position when they change between forms? Please fix this. Well, okay. I get why they probably did that here, because the Hegemon model is probably 3D rendered and this part is 2D, so they just kind of layered it over, I guess. But guys, just in general, just shapeshifters, I don't care if it's movies or books or TV, just stop it. Just make the positions match. See, and this would have been a really good spot where if Dimitri had cut her cheek when he threw the lance, like, this would be you could see it right here, like a really good camera angle of it, just like a little callback or whatever. I was actually very surprised about this. Like, I knew she probably wasn't going to, like, accept him for all the things that have happened. And part of me, like, I'm tired of, like, just sappy, perfect endings. But this was out of pocket. This was wild. Also, it looks like she lightly tossed it. She didn't, like, get up and, like, stab him. Imagine how metal that would have been if this next shot had shown her, like, impaled, like, completely through on his lance with him, like, holding it up, and she's leaning over with the dagger in his chest. Like, she had leapt up and attacked him, and he had just barely defended himself. I also was expecting... Yes, that looked like a light little, like, poke in the back with a pencil that she did to him. But I honestly, with the way that was shown, I was expecting them both to be dead. And I like both of them, but I feel like I would have been okay if both of them had died right here. How thin is his armor? Because the blood means, like, that went into him, like, 75% of the way on that blade. And that means, like, that cut him really deep. And that was on the left side, too, wasn't it? How is this man still alive? He can't taste. He probably can't smell. Isn't he, like, and he's, like, numb on half of his body, and now he has, like, a puncture wound in his chest. His armor does not do its job, does it? I noticed that both Byleth and Claude have, like, dirt and, like, battle wear on them. That is something I actually do miss, is the broken armor, or just the wear and tear that you see on certain characters, especially in Awakening and Fates. You can tell when, not even just, like, losing armor, but they start looking a little bit gruffer, a little bit dirtier, move a little bit differently. I noticed basically after 3 houses and forward, they've just kind of nixed that. I kind of wish they brought that back.
You lack the courage to challenge me alone.
The last time you challenged someone in lone combat, you died. Shut your mouth.
It's up to you now, Teach.
I don't want to clean up your dumpster fire. You started it. You put it out. That was a lot of fun watching those. Yeah, like I said, I think I mentioned I haven't actually sat down and watched those in a hot minute. So that was fun. I really enjoyed it. It makes me want to play Three Houses again. I might. I don't know. I might not do it for the channel, though. I am currently running 2 jobs, looking for a third, and hoping to move. But maybe I would love to do a 3 houses playthrough on the channel one day. I think that'd be fun. I'm just rambling now at this point. Thank you guys for joining. Happy Garreg Mach Establishment Day, 5-year reunion, Christmas, every holiday in between, New Year's, and whatever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for this year and just everything that's been going on. So I hope you guys enjoy your holidays and you guys have a good one. And I hope to catch you guys next time. Thank you guys again so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and this year's been crazy, but I've enjoyed it. So I guess we'll see where next year takes us. I hope you guys join me along. I hope you guys join me for that journey. And yeah, just have a good holiday. Thank you for all that you guys have done for watching and commenting and liking and subscribing and all that fun internet stuff. So I think this is the last you'll hear of me this year. So 2024 Kevlin signing out, and I'll catch you all later.